it's getting drier, the seasons are getting shorter, the rainfall pattern is such that at times most of the rainfall they receive is within a very short space of time, which is not able to sustain growth of crops. The first approach is that they've accepted that the amount of rainfall they are now receiving, the erratic rainfalls they are getting, are no longer able to sustain growing of their natural crops like maize. So they've decided to grow drought-tolerant crops, things like cassava, pigeon pea, sweet potatoes, sunflower and groundnuts. And then the second part is that they've accepted that since they are receiving the rainfall, but all of it comes almost all at once, and when it goes, leaving the crop unable to finish the growing season. Because of that, they have come up with different interventions which try and ensure that when it rains, they try and collect as much of that rainfall as possible, and such that it infiltrates into the soil and extends the period when the soil will be moist, and then that gives the crop a chance to grow. They harness water either from rooftops, from rock outcrops, or even from roads. They collect all that runoff water and channel it to ponds they would have dug at the top of their crop fields, and then the water infiltrates inside, thereby raising the water table to such an extent that the crop will be sustained. That's the first part. The second is that in their mechanical conservation works, they dig the contours to a depth of about 1 meter, and all the water which fall into those contours will fill them, and that water will take about 4, 5, 6 days still within the contour, and it will infiltrate. In some cases it may go for 2 weeks while it's still there, and it will be percolating into the soil gradually. The other one is construction of dead level contours, which are contours which are level. They don't have a slope, so they don't drain off the water. Whatever gets in is stored. Some have gone further to dig what we call planting walls, which are deep and help to collect water when it rains, and also to practice conservation farming, which encourages planting with the first rains, to also encouraging putting in humus or manure into planting walls, and encourages mulching. All these practices have the effect of making the soil texture and structure good, such that whatever water falls onto the land is stored for a long time. Average yields have improved from about 0.5 tons per hectare to about slightly over 1.2 tons per hectare. An average family will need about 720 kgs of maize per hectare, and at 1.2 it means most of these families are able to be food self-sufficient.